Hello, everybody. Right on time. Internet cut out on me just at the last second. I don't know what's happening. Maybe the cold weather has some effect on electronics out there in the world. I have no idea. We'll wait for people to come in before they can see me, hear me. And we also have Judy from cold Canada. Like we're cold here. Hello, Judy.
Hello, John, and it is cold here too. Hi, everybody. Good to be here as always.
Can you hear Judy okay? Because I'm hearing skipping, I'm hearing a faint voice. Let me know, because sometimes my studio picks up things that your regular computer does not. So I want to make sure you can hear Judy okay. All right, Judy?
Yes, thanks, guys. I haven't picked you up yet, so
Well, right now you're skipping. I hear every other word.
really, you wear go to me, so maybe this won't work.
Let's see when people come in and give us an idea what they're hearing.
Okay.
Jeff, hello. Curtis, Playground, hello. Tammy, it's a little bit muffled. Hello, Stu. Jeff, it's going in and out. Who's going in and out? Johnny or Judy? Judy sounds garbled.
Okay.
Very strange from Judy, Starlene says.
Uh,
Judy is broken up. Judy, why don't you hang up and then call back? And if it's still gargled, marbled, we can't use it, okay?
okay. Alrighty.
All right, guys, let Judy call back. The phone's from Canada, you know what I mean? Hold on, guys. We've got to get Judy on here. Hello, Johnny's Crazy Shack.
Well, join Judy's crazy track. Is it any better, guys?
All right, let's see if they can hear you any better. Second try with Judy. Go ahead, Judy. Say something.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm hoping this is better so I can stay on.
Sounds better. It says it sounds better.
Oh, good. Good.
I think we'll give it a try.
Alrighty. Sounds good.
Ashley, a little gargled, but not bad. A little better. Well, we'll see. Once she does her synopsis, if it gets real bad, just let us know in the chat, and we'll take over. Judy and her phone. Yep, I know, Caroline.
Oh, I know.
All right, I want to thank all the YouTube supporters. Obviously, the Kings, the Knights, the Captains, the Marshals, the Senechels. I want to thank Starlene, Caroline, Luke, Big Jeff, Curtis, Jonna, Kelly, Becky, Josh, Annette, Mark, Barbara, Sandollar, Todd, Renee T, Roxy, Mike, Jazz D, and Wayne for their continued support, and all the Knights for their continued support. I thank them so much. Every little penny helps. Our moderators, Tammy, I haven't heard from. I hope she's doing okay. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to get a hold of her today or tomorrow. Judy, Renee, Michelle, Daniel, Starlene, and Kathy, and to our Quest lifetime contributor, Chris Dona. When you see the phone number scrolling on the bottom, it's 1-323-813-4135. That's our call-in number. Judy will get off, or if she's not on the phone later, you can call in as long as you text us that you're going to be calling in. I want to thank all my Quest of Oak Island Facebook group, my Twitch members, my Twitter members, my YouTube members, and everybody on Anchor Host that hears our audio, Judy, all around the world.
Well, thank you, John. You always remind me of that.
Yep, and I thank Judy, of course, every time we're live and I'm speaking to her, and also for the professor, Daniel Spino, for all he does on the historical side. Because I said, I'm just a fan like you guys. I'm not a deep researcher, I'm not a historian. I only see what the story they tell us on the show, and I just have 70,000 friends. That's about it on me. So, what did you guys think of last night's show before Judy gets on and does their presentation?
No, they sure had a lot of info, John, especially the first half of it.
I hear you. A lot of info.
For sure.
Yep.
Yes.
Hello, Scott, Stu. I know, Ashley, it's a little garbled, but we'll see when she does her synopsis. You just let me know. If it's not understandable, please let us know in the beginning, and I'll have to read it for you guys. It also will be in text in our Quest group for you to read her detail. You know her quality of work. She's very professional. And these technology things do happen with phones and internet and everything else. And we get them straightened out. And we don't know until it happens. So just hang there with us. Cindy says, was shocked about stopping work in the swamp. Yeah, when they said that, I said, uh-oh. But then you sort of know. We know they did at least one can, Judy?
Right, for sure. Yeah, I have to admit that really shocked me at first, too. I was upset till they explained what they were doing.
Yeah. Oh, we're stopping here because we need the water for the money pit. Whoosh. I said, woof. But,
So why can't they use the ocean water?
Something with the salt water, they can't use it. All that water, and they can't use it to just wash in rocks. You know what I mean? It doesn't make no sense to me.
Right. Yeah, me either.
Yep, and Scott says, getting ready for some 10-foot diameter cans to go down soon. Yeah, but they got to give us that drama, Judy. They got to give us that little bit of spikes once in a while to keep us on our toes, because they know the show's been going slow for a while. I mean, wood on top of wood, even though we're getting dates, they know the interests of the peoples. They watch the chats, they watch the podcasts, and especially me for some reason. We have eyes on us because we give them instant feedback. You know what I mean, Judy? We give them instant feedback.
Right, exactly. I understand that. After all, you and I are very interesting anyway,
Yeah, we're real interesting. We're pretty strange, right?
Yeah, you got that right.
All right, let's put Judy on before I lose her phone voice completely. Let's get her synopsis going. I'm going to bring up your picture, Judy.
Okay.
And see if we can get through it, guys. See how it sounds to you guys and let us know. Judy, your picture's up on the board for the world to see. When you're ready, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I want to say a big thank you to Chris Griffin and me on my synopsis from last week called Eel Grass, actually Eel Grass, E-E-L. It is a term, guys, I have never heard. We here call it seaweed. So I really appreciate Chris doing that. I learned something, and I like learning. Here we go. Episode 12, Silver Liner.
Judy, no good. No good, Judy.
No good. Okay. All right, John, I'll hang up then.
No, you could stay on, but I wasn't hearing anything.
Okay.
I mean, you could stay on the phone, but as far as doing the synopsis, I'll have to read it.
All righty.
What do you think, guys? Garbled. Now, you're on a cell phone, or are you on a landline? Where are you?
I'm on a cell right now.
She's on a cell phone.
I used it last week, and it was fine.
What about using your? You don't have the cable phone hooked up.
Yeah, it's not hooked up yet, so it's hooked up. Turned it on yet. Put it that way.
Yeah, you're just breaking up too much. All right, Judy. Let
Okay.
me if I can imitate your voice. Let me go. Let's see. Here we go. This is by Judy. Her synopsis, and of course, I gotta have her picture up. Season 9, Episode 12, The Silver Liner. It's a new day, and in the Money Pit area, the team is drilling a new 6-inch hole called AD 13.5, hoping again to hit the air-filled void found in hole AD 13 last week. Alex arrives, and Terry informs him that at 28 feet down, there is no sign of a void. Disappointed, Alex tells him to go deeper. In the war room, the team meets with Oak Island researcher and Quest member Scott Clark from Toronto, Ontario. Also, Scott is a 33% Freemason. The Freemasons have played an important role in the Oak Island mystery, and Scott's theory may just point to what it's on Oak Island that the Freemasons are interested in. Scott has been studying the history of a 600-ton Spanish galleon called the Concepcion. In 1641, the Concepcion sunk off the coast of the Dominican Republic loaded with tons of gold and silver. How am I doing so far, Judy? A few years later, Sir William Phipps made 3 trips to the sunken Concepcion to retrieve the treasure. At the time of his second trip, he arrived home with only half of the gold and silver he found, so where did the rest go? Scott Clark, who is a descendant of Phipps, during his research into the Concepcion, found a map dated 1701 of the New Scotland, as we know it today, Nova Scotia. Very good so far, Judy. Very, very good. The map shows Oak Island, and the island is marked with a spot that says silver. Scott believes this map is showing that there is treasure from the Concepcion on Oak Island. Is this a treasure map? Another important name connected to the map is Captain Andrew Blesher, also a Freemason. Many past searches of Oak Island were Freemasons, as are many taking part in the search today. This tells me that the treasure from the Concepcion should very well be what the Freemasons hope to retrieve from Oak Island. Later that afternoon in the Money Pit area, the team continues to dig in hole AD 13.5, hoping to find the cavity found last week in hole AD 13, which, like Rick said, wanted to be 2.5 feet away. They are greatly disappointed that at the 77-foot level down, there still is no cavity. Greg says they will dig another hole north of AD 13.5. On lot 4, Gary is metal detecting. The beeper goes off, and David picks up a rectangular piece of metal laying between 2 rocks on the surface of the shore. Gary says it's a copper and believes it could be part of a cover of a hull of a Spanish galleon from the 16 to 1700s. They will have Carmen look at it. The next morning, in the swamp, as Billy digs, Gary picks up another piece of ship's decking. Billy says we have found so many pieces of decking 2 to 3 foot down. This piece will be tested. Later that afternoon, Alex and David met with Carmen at the research center to show him the piece of copper metal found earlier. After taking a close look at it, Carmen believes this piece is a corner off a box that would have held only valuables. Kind of strange. We're going to talk about this tonight. It looks like it just came in on the shore between 2 rocks, but what do I know? Like a treasure chest from around the 1100s. Oh, my lordy 40. He says the box or chest held a lot of weight. Something happened on lot 4. The following morning, Marty has called a meeting in the research center with Greg and Scott to discuss where to drill the next 6-inch hole in the Money Pit area. Having been thinking about the void full of air, he wonders if their drilling caused air to gather in the tunnel as it got trapped in the spot of hole AD 13. Thus, when they drilled there, it released the air, causing the water to gush out. Marty said this could very well be a flood tunnel after all. We need to know, so let's drill one more 6-inch hole and see what comes up. Later in the swamp, as Billy digs, Pete picks up a slat-shaped piece of wood with a small square hole in it. Gary informs us that the square nails were used from the mid-1500s to the mid-1700s. This piece will definitely be tested. Marty and Rick arrive, and Marty announces that the work at the swamp will be finished this year in 2 weeks. They need the water in the swamp to operate the scrubber during the digging of the 10-foot caisson. They will need thousands of gallons of water and cannot use ocean water. Only 5% of the swamp has been dug, so they're not finished there yet. So does that mean that season 10 is coming? Rick tells them to finish up the area where the ship's railing was found, and with a big grin, Gary says, we'll be back in the swamp. Well, we'll never get out of there. I think Gary would dig forever. Could we? Thank you, and stay safe. By Judy.
Very well done, sir.
Thank you so much, Judy, on the synopsis, like usual. Very professionally done.
Thank you, John. And you read it very professionally, too.
Yep, so maybe sometimes if the phone stays on, the connection might get better. I have no idea.
Me either.
Daniel, great job, John Nudie. John Nudie? Who the heck's John Nudie? You guys crack me up.
Oh, gosh. Well, I have to remember that one, John.
There you go. I put it up there so it'll be on the world. They'll see. Great job, John Nudie. Well, see, Daniel, when you come on live with me, you can bail me out over here. You know what I mean, Professor? Hint, 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 hint. Not as quite as good as Judy, but you're good in a pinch. I always can thank Sydney. You know, Cindy always tells it how it is. She's only
Thanks, Cindy.
She's only joking, I hope. I got that marked down.
She is.
Bedtime stories. We're not that bored yet. Yep. Judy does all the hard work. I mean, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. And I'm still exhausted from last night because yesterday I started at about 3:30 in the afternoon. I got done about, what did I post on Discord? I don't know, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Screenshots, watching the shows, Judy's scripting the show and taking out the items. It's a lot of work. Definitely a lot of work. You know what I mean, Judy?
Yes, but sure worth it, eh, John?
Yep.
It gives us each other, all of us.
Yep. We're going to have to give you a mini studio up there. We're going to have to put up a fund to get Judy a mini Quest of Oak Island, Canada studio up there.
Well, that would be good. Maybe you could sometime figure out how we could do this over the computer instead of on the phone.
Yeah. Daniel says, I still have more questions for Corian. Well, that was a good guest appearance yesterday, wasn't it? Spot on. I just gave him a ring and I said, okay, you got time or not? Yeah, sure. I'll be on in about an hour. Okay, an hour. That's how I roll here. You know what I mean, guys?
Just so good seeing.
Yep, and it's like, it's hard for a schedule because I got to go by these guys' schedule. If they're 6 or 7 hours ahead of me, they can't find time either. So when a thing is a go, I just post it. Oh, I'll be on at 5 o'clock. I know people were waiting at 7:15 and 7:30, but then I just go with it, and I says, well, mine's will finish up here. No sense of coming back on. So that's the only bad part, that people miss the live show, but it's always on the internet. It's always on YouTube. It's always on Twitter. It's always on Facebook to watch it later. You know what I mean?
Yes, and they can always.
Yep. So in the comments later, I know Judy's phone is muffled, so please don't PM me that Judy's phone is either muffled or garbled. I know that, but I want her to be with me no matter what. Garbled, clear, sign language, smoke signals, whatever she's got to contribute, she's with me.
Thank you, John, so much.
No problem, Starling. Because who knows who calls me or PMs me. Don't forget, like with Judy, I forget that the whole world sees us. So these people can be from South Africa, England, the Netherlands, Australia. It's all over the place. Ashley says, we'll take her anything we got to go. I'm not on Twitch because we're getting a lot more responses on Twitter right now. I only can do 3 things, Brian. So the 3 things right now are YouTube, Facebook, and I switch with Twitter and Twitch once in a while, but I'm staying with Twitter because we're getting a little bit of traction there. That's what I like. All right, let's get to some pictures. You guys ready?
Ready.
I'm ready. Okay, here they are at the sausage table looking for that extra void to look for more air. And they're just coming up with, I think they said clay at one time, Judy.
Yes, we did.
And that was kind of disappointing to them, but they could be right at the edge of that void. But we're not going to know until they put that big 10-foot caisson down over there and then actually see that whole area.
Agree.
Yep. And there they are drilling 2.5 feet past the other hole that was gushing. Hoping to find a treasure vault that was busted. I guess they're not saying much about a vault anymore. You know what I mean?
No, they are.
When they talk about the vault, obviously they're talking about that 7-foot by 7-foot concreted vault. But now they're thinking now that the whole thing got destroyed and it's all over the bottom of one offset tunnel, or it's in an offset chamber, all set to find. But then there could be something, or there could be nothing.
Right.
Hello, Cam. Hi, Robin.
Who knows?
Yep. And that's how close they are to the women's memorial, like we know. So I think for sure they will be putting a 10-foot canister, a caisson, right there. If any place, right there with that air chamber, they have to put one there.
I hope so, and I think they will.
Jazz D, they could be waiting for permission to excavate the vault on the map. Yeah, it could be. Don't forget, all you captains, not the captains, the marshals and above that have been with me for 12 months, very shortly, please email at thequestofoakisland@aol.com. I'll have a special gift for you guys that were with me at the 12 years. Oh, my lordy, 40. 12 months since we started this venture. I'll be asking for your address, and I want to send you guys something that's been with me for 12 months straight. I just want to put that out there because I don't know how to contact you guys on YouTube. I don't want you to put it on the community tab. So email me at thequestofoakisland@aol.com so I can send something out to you. Hello, Scott Dilly. Thanks for coming back. Yup, Cam. I just hope it's more than 1 10-footer if they have time for it. I try to look for the dates. And I think when they started doing the caisson, it was in September. So now they're into September right now, as we're seeing the show, in the end of January, Judy?
Right, yes. Yeah, it does get confusing, but I'm sure you're right with your dates.
And I thought they were going to show some of the start last night. They get me confused when they show me Vanessa and the big cans coming. And then you watch the show. I know Scott was going to be on, but I thought they were going to give us some kind of how the caissons were rolling in, and nothing. You know what I mean?
Right. It looks like it's going to be next week.
Yeah.
They show them rolling in, I'm sure.
Yep, I got the pictures at the end. And there they are. That's how close they are to the memorial. Who knows? That shaft that was right there. Holy schmoly, you know what I mean, guys?
Would it be something if Rick covered up an important spot with that memorial many years ago?
Very strange. Very, very strange. Well, we'll find out, Judy. We'll find out. But it'll be very strange if right there is the entrance, you know?
For sure.
Hmm. And here's Scott Clark. He's a member of our group. I thought it was a fantastic presentation.
Well,
Figuring out if
you know,
the big signature of silver, well, he's explained why there is a big signature of silver in the water tested. So that fit in perfectly, Judy.
it did, John. And it does make sense. So I'm really anxious for them to get in there.
Yep. There he is with Charles. There he is with the gang on the war table. The wreck of the Consumption. And something about William Phillips. Was born in Woolwich, Maine in 1651. So he had ties up there. So you don't know with these guys, you know, all of a sudden the second shipload, they don't bring back as much silver and gold. Okay. Then they have to say over in England or wherever, hey, you were over there 8 months and you're bringing us way less than you brought the first ship. Don't they start scratching their heads and say, uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm sure they noticed it.
Mm-hmm. And there's just some of the details on it. Obviously, you guys can take a look at it when you're looking back on it, redoing the video to give a better look on what was going on. And there's Daniel. Yeah, I read about that someplace. It's thought that he was the one who dropped the Knight of Garter belt medallion at New Ross. Yeah. Yep. And there's this guy. And I'm always thinking the way they're always dressed in the old days. Don't these guys sweat?
Yes. I often wondered that, John.
You know, all heavy,
I would be warm wearing that.
all heavy coats and heavy pants and boots, even in the summertime. Holy schmoly, you know what I mean? Don't any of these guys wear any kind of shorts a long time ago?
Or tights with them.
Yeah, even in the old days, even if you went to Yankee Stadium, everybody had a top hat on, everybody had a suit and a tie on, you know what I mean? In the middle of the summer.
Yep.
Daniel Spina, who was backed by some very powerful English noblemen. Well, they were probably disgusted in him on that second trip. That's what I would be. And there it is. On May 8th, 1688, after 8 months of searching, Phillips left the Constitutional wreck site and headed for Boston. Admiral Narborough, who had been ill, died very soon after Phillips left. During his second exhibition, the treasure brought back to England was valued at only 2.4 million today. Unreal. Unreal.
imagine, isn't it?
Yep. And Robin says, nope, that was considered exposure if you showed any naked skin. Yeah, like on the old beach pictures, everybody had blankets all over them for swimsuits. That's right. They couldn't show no skin. I forget that, Robin. Very good. And they wear wigs too, Caroline. Yeah. He hit another 50 million on Oak Island, Robin says. It had to go someplace. But when Scott came up with this theory, I like it because it ties into the silver notation. It's a truckload of silver. It's a war room full of silver. So there has to be a lot someplace. I mean, I believe Dr. Spooner in his evaluations, but that's all we can go by, Judy?
Right, exactly.
Yes,
Mine
BC, there is.
spelled that mine's spelled differently. So I may have goofed it, guys.
Don't worry about it. There it is for everybody to see and read later on. It's funny, like they said, they burnt the ship at Port La Barre. Didn't we hear that story someplace before?
I think so.
Allegedly, yep. Just unbelievable. And then, when they say they burnt the ship and all that, that's why we had our Saturday podcast. I personally think there couldn't be a big ship in the swamp because it wouldn't even fit in there, water-wise, sea level-wise. But that's my own personal opinion.
So you think if there's one there, it's a smaller one?
Either it's a smaller scuttled one, or when they did the drill program, Judy, and they drilled the whole swamp up and figured out that anomaly in the swamp was just sediment changes, like from sand to clay, the blue clay, the dirt to muck. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right, gotcha.
But then when this guy, say, had 50 million extra of silver, how the heck did he know where to bury it? Okay, I got a map. It shows Oak Island. How does he know where the vault is? How does he know where the money pit is? How does he know? Did he design it? I don't think so. Was he told prior that there's a depository tunnel to put things in? Would you put $50 million worth of silver in some place that you know a lot of people know about? I don't think so. You know what I mean, guys?
Right, gotcha.
Yep, Linda. And probably any kind of wood in the swamp was made for tunnels because it's sloppy until they get down to the clay. You get down the blue clay, you get down the bedrock, you need no support. Yep, Daniel. Personally, I don't attach a gallon being burnt in the Phillips theory. I think that part could be earlier. Yep. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out. And they called the silver plate, was it? On the map? Yep, plate.
Okay.
So I'm going, well, if I got $50 million worth of silver bars or whatever the heck they got, coins, and I got Oak Island on the map, this whole treasure can be in a different spot. You know what I mean, Judy? Maybe it's not at the money pit area.
Right. I was thinking it was in a different one, but I'm sure I could be wrong.
But Dr. Spooner says, with his testing around C1 and everything, that's the highest concentration. You know what I mean? At C1.
That's true. Yes, you're right.
Hello, Daniela from Argentina. Thanks for coming in. Thank you for joining my
Oh.
Facebook and being here with us. We welcome you, Daniela.
Daniela.
Yep, Daniela. We're going over a recap of last night's show. And I think I'll be on Saturday night at 8 o'clock, folks. It's going to be bad here. Another snowstorm, cold. I'm trapped, so you're going to be trapped with me. We'll come up with something Saturday night if you want me to come on live. And we can do probably the end of the month statistics and give away a free Quest coffee mug to the person that's been the most active in my Facebook group. What do you guys think? You want me to be on Saturday at 8 o'clock? And Scott says 6 foot lower water back then. Correct. They hit the sand not very far down from the swamp a week ago. Yup, you saw the sand just past the road, right? The old beach. Billy digging with an 80-footer, so it is not hard to understand how a big ship could get into the swamp. Yeah, but he's driving the digger on a road. The boat's got to come in by sea level. You know what I mean, Scott? And the sea level was 6 feet lower. But that's my own personal opinion. All right, so we'll come on 8 o'clock Saturday, Quest time. I'll get my wine. Maybe I'll have a mixed drink, or maybe I think I'm going to have a Bloody Mary. I'm going to have a Bloody Mary Saturday night. Then maybe Judy, if she can get her phone fixed up, we'll see how she sounds. And we'll get Judy on if her phone sounds good. So we got to get this cleared up for today. Okay, Judy?
Sounds good, John. I'll do what I can on this end.
Yep, no problem. Like right there, I heard you perfect for some reason. Goes in and out, Judy. It goes in and out. And there's where they call the La Plata, which is silver, and that red spot they said is Oak Island. But would you have your treasure that you hoarded put in the same place that everybody knows there's a certain spot on Oak Island that once you put it in and they know it somehow by rumors, they would take it out? You know what I mean? I think the thing's too complex with the flood tunnels, with the depthness of the vaults. I think this treasure is not in the money pit area, even though Dr. Spooner's silver moderator detector showed it that it's high values at the C1 area. Then it could be leaching in that area also, Judy. It doesn't mean the silver's there. The water underneath can be leaching silver from 500 feet away, 1,000 feet away. You know what I mean? What do you think, guys? And there's the two maps that Scott showed us, where Nova Scotia is and their map. Very, very interesting. You know what I mean, guys? Very, very interesting to put all these things together. It was a 1701 map of New Scotland. Very, very interesting. Could be a silver box, right? Correct. Yep. Lost Judy, so. Now hers was Marty was contemplating about the box drains, how air can get trapped in from drilling. Remember I told you guys about the drilling program. And if you have anything about a foot lower underground and your drill is pushing that thing down, whatever it is, that's how they're finding things lower, I would say. Say if there's a bone or this or that about a foot above ground, a foot below ground, and you got a drill program and you're pushing that bone all the way down as deep as the drill goes. So it was actually at 1 foot level, and now you're finding things at 80, 90, 100 feet deep. Robin, because if it was further out, 500 feet, the reading would be smaller. The reading would be smaller. Yeah, but if the whole pile was 500 feet away that they haven't detected, at the end of 500 feet, that's where he got his measurement from. So we don't know where the pile is. I'm going from C1, Robin. And here he is drawing the flood tunnel that's not completely straight like a snake. It's got a bend in it. Yes, he does have a good theory. Yes. Yep, I like it. I like it. And all the holes they drilled, well, the holes have air, and the air's got to go someplace. And they hit that pocket of air. Makes sense. And don't forget, they did gas and oil for many years. So him and Greg know all these things about pressure and holes and air and gas. So he knows what he's talking about. Yep, Carolina could push things to the side also, yes. Yes, Scott, they found eel grass in the last hole before this one they showed last night. And that's what they're showing. If a water trap tunnel had to go over a big boulder, well, they couldn't go straight. They had to go over the top of it. So the top would be trapped with air. And if you drill into that pocket, the air's got to escape someplace, and it escapes out of the drill hole. And this was that last board they found that was a square hole when Gary said they only use square nails. But that's bigger than a square nail. That's huge. A huge square spike. And this is what they want to do with the 10-foot can. Vanessa will be bringing the big old twister and twist that case on down. And I hope they do more than one. Then they're going to bring it to the wash table. And I'm going to try to find out why they can't use seawater for washing these rocks down. It seems awful strange that they only can use the spring-fed swamp water. So I'll try to find out for you guys why that is. Yep, Judy. No permit for the seawater? Possibly. Possibly. And here comes Vanessa with the big 10-foot caissons. Here we come. Salt corrosion, yeah. Yup, Robin. And these are the pictures at the end of the show. Showing them coming over the causeway. This is what we want to see. This is what we're waiting for. You know what I mean, guys? This is what we're waiting for. The big 10-footers. Robin, they usually have 23 episodes every year. They're averaging, so they usually don't stop till May. So we'll have a lot of episodes. Because we just saw episode 12. Next week, it's Go Big or Go Home. February 8th, it says premiere of the dig. So I think February 8th, we'll start to see some digging. February 8th, premiere of the dig. The big caissons. Yup. Judy, 10 foot around is huge. And there they be. I see they're set up in the middle. You see where the crane is. But I know for a fact they drill the caisson where the two power plants are in front of the Women's Memorial. You see, it looks like two trailers there, two little trailers with their power plant. I know for a fact they put a 10-foot caisson right in the front of that Women's Memorial. And there's Vanessa with the crew. I welcomed her back. I'm trying to contact her to come on. She was on last year on my podcast. I'm trying to get her on, trying to connect with her. Nothing so far. The big caissons. That's what we're looking for. Right, guys? That's what we're looking for. What do you guys think? $10-foot diameter, Caroline. And I think they're 30 feet long. Not sure on the long, but 30 feet long and 10 foot in diameter. Pretty big. The biggest they ever done. If you ever need a Spanish translation, I can help with it. Thank you so much, Danelia. And Ashley. I'm excited to see what they find down there. We all are. We all are. Yep. Nobody can say anything until the episode is over with. Plus, they got to get permission from the show's producers and higher ups. Very good. Very good. What do you guys think of that tin piece? Let's have a little discussion about that tin piece that Gary found between the rocks on lot 4 on the beach, sort of. That he said it was like something from a ship. And Gary saying it's from the 1100s. It just don't make no sense to me. Carmen believes this piece is a corner off a box that would have held only valuables, like a treasure chest from around the 1100s. He says the box or chest held a lot of weight. Yet then, Gary says it was a rectangle-shaped piece of metal laying between two rocks on the surface. Gary says it's copper and believes it's part of a cover off a hull of a Spanish galleon from the 16th to the 1700s. I don't get it. Yeah, Tammy. Since it's on the surface between the rocks, I thought it was like just garbage washed in, you know what I mean? It wasn't buried. If it was buried, the tide to go back and forth and back and forth. Yep. We'll have to go with Carmen on this one. That's what I say. We go with Carmen. He's got the record. Here's Robin here. I didn't expect Gary to find much gold and silver in the swamp. They removed those containers and buried them on the island before they sunk the ship. Could be, Robin. Could be. Could be. Who's this now? Brian. I talked to Carmen this morning. He said that piece that Gary found is very interesting. Alrighty. Very good. Like I said, I'll be on Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I'll talk to the professor. Maybe we can put something together for a Saturday night show. Yep, we're all with Carmen. Yep, Judy. And Saturday night, I give you guys the statistics of my Facebook statistics, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. And also, if you guys keep on responding in the Facebook group, Quest of Oak Island, the person with the most responses and active for 28 days in the Quest of Oak Island will receive a new Quest membership mug. Can I ask an off-topic question? Go ahead, Robin. What do you got? In carbon, about the Templar Cross. Yeah, go ahead. We got a lot of people in here. If I can't answer it, we'll get back to you, or maybe we can get the answer to you right now. In Carmen we trust. Yes, Professor. Yep. Definitely. Is the Templar Cross 50-50 of both? 50-50 and 60-40 of what? It's a lead cross. Go ahead, Robin. I know it's lead. Is that what you were asking? The red cross behind you is 50-50. This thing, that's just a Templar cross. 50-50 is, I don't know what you're talking about, but it's part of my get up here with the lead cross and the Knight's helmet and the red cross. And over there is the Masons, the Pirates, and you know who else? The Spaniards. Very good. Well, guys, that's all I got for tonight. We'll see you Saturday night at 8 o'clock. I don't know what I'll come up with. We'll see how many people come in. Get your drinks ready. Get your wine ready. Get your coffee ready. Like I said, I'll have a Bloody Mary. I like to keep them about an hour long, our podcast. I hope you enjoyed Corian yesterday. We'll have more people stopping in. Did you guys enjoy Corian yesterday? It was good to have him. It was good to have him. All righty then. Remember, members, always go forward. You may get a setback, but just believe in yourself. Like I tell you after every podcast ending, believe in your dreams. Never give up. Never. You keep smiling, you be kind. For tomorrow is never given. Never. So stay strong, stay positive, stay safe. And I'm saying now, stay warm. Watch this crazy COVID. Thank you for joining me. We'll see you Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Like I said, about all numbers on Facebook and stuff like that. End of the month. And giving away a Quest of Oak Island membership mug to the most active member in the Quest of Oak Island Facebook group. I want to thank you. Take care. And bye-bye. See you later, guys. Bye-bye.